My name is Elizabeth Echeverria. I'm the founder of Living in Liberty, a nonprofit in Pittsburgh that helps women transition out of a life of sex trafficking. We are talking this month about how to end human trafficking and what Living in Liberty is doing about it. I'm excited today. We're going to be talking about Joy Space. We're very proud of this initiative. And today we have Taryn Jane with us. Welcome, Taryn Jane.
Glad to be here.
So excited. Taryn oversees our Joy Space online initiative and all of our social media. And so today we're going to be talking about Joy Space. So what is Joy Space, Taryn?
So in the words of Bonnie, who she runs our outreach department, Joy Space is more. A little bit of backstory about Joy Space is that we had a woman on the street. She always advocated for our women. And she would just constantly be telling Bonnie, you have to do more for the women. You need to do more. And it was pre-COVID time around that era, you know. And we naturally had to go online because so much selling? Yeah. It went online.
Yes.
So we recognized that we needed to get online too.
Yeah.
Also because, you know, you can't really go into the streets for a certain period. No one knew what was happening, but we knew that our women were still having needs, a lot of them. And so being online gave us that bridge of communication that we needed. So after all that, we recognized that Joy Space was the more that woman wanted. So Joy Space is more.
Yes. In fact, we were able to work with the Office of Victims of Crimes. They provided us some consulting to help get the Joy Space initiative up and running. So why did we start Joy Space? It was because of the more.
Yeah, absolutely. So for her, the woman that was advocating for the women in the street, her name was actually Joy. And so it's also a bit in memory of her. It is the more for women that are going through an adverse amount of circumstances. But Joy, sadly, she ended up overdosing and we lost her, but we loved her and we loved her. And so it was in memory of her that we wanted to do that more. So we named it Joy's Space. And it's a space for our women because she was really good at being there for them, though she was still in the life and she cared so much. We want to do the same.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, you know, what does Joy Space online actually look like? So, and how do women engage with Joy Space online?
So Joy Space is basically a place where we want to kind of plant little seeds of human dignity, value, truth. You are not the summation of what you do. It's something that's integral in you, and that's intrinsic value. And we want women, whether they are in trafficking or in domestic violence situations, have complex trauma, whatever it is, we are specific to trafficking, obviously. But with Joy Space, we have a unique opportunity to speak to a wider audience of people, which we also do speak with in our care centers as well. But we are able to post things that help people understand, like, hey, question those thoughts inside of you that are telling you that you're unworthy, or telling you that you're not enough. Where's that coming from? Because it's ironic that we're on social media doing it, but I think a hard thing about social media is that it's so distracting that we don't ask those questions that are so important to life and value and who we are, that we let outside influences or things that have been spoken to us or our traumas communicate to us who we are. So we first and foremost, we want to use our posts to communicate that you are so much more than you recognize, and that there's someone that loves you, and we love you, and we love you because we know what unconditional love is and who it comes from, and that's from the Lord. And whether they know the Lord or, I mean, we love them where they are. So if they connect with us because they want resources or they love the truths that they're hearing from the posts, we don't make a differentiation, we don't judge, we just want them to know that they have dignity. So that's the first from our part of content creation and wanting to reach them and wanting to show them that there's a life worth fighting for. And that is part of it too, to have hope is to have a will to keep going, a will to live, and it's easy in troubling times and in crises to give up. And so we want to help women to realize there is hope and you don't need to give up. And once we get that as our foundation, you can always DM us. Our women can DM us directly, and we can offer emotional support if you just want to talk about things. If you're thinking about exiting, if you need a safety plan, because I mean, being around kitchen knives, knowing that that is a space that you shouldn't be near, and you just need someone to help you do that thinking of, hey, do you need to memorize a phone number? You know, just those basic things of how do I get out of an adverse situation, and also making sure that they have baseline tools like knowing the trafficking hotline number in case we're not available. We're open 8 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we offer emotional support, resources, those kinds of things, a shoulder just to hear, you know, lean on. And then ultimately, if you are in the Pittsburgh area, we're able to directly connect you with the care center so that you can go there, you can get mentorship, help, love, just someone to care about you. That's really the summation of joy, and joy space is to love and be loved.
So, and we're expanding this to the YouTube channel, right? And so what is that?
Yeah, in the age of YouTube, as you start to study more on the algorithms and social media, you find out that Instagram is slowly kind of becoming a thing of the past. No one's getting out of it necessarily, but everyone's on YouTube. And our whole goal is to reach women, and as many as we can, and bring awareness. So with Joy Space, and actually it was wonderful, in one of our comments on the Living in Liberty channel, someone said, I wish you'd have a podcast. So shout out to her or him, whoever you are. But we appreciate the feedback, because it's what we want to do with Joy Space. We want to create a YouTube channel that's podcast focused so that we can talk about these things and offer tools and offer ideas and offer hope and dialogue. That can make someone realize, like, oh, there is something to live for, and oh, it would be this hard, and these would be my obstacles to leaving, because it's nice when we have certainty. It makes it a lot easier to leave and step into something unknown when you're coming out of the life. You had said in a past video that your community is there. There's so many things insulating your staying, and everything beyond that is unknown. And so if you can have a dialogue and you recognize some certainties of, okay, this is how the care center works, or these are some of the barriers that you might have whenever you're trying to make a new step in a new direction. That little bit of certainty creates a safety of, like, okay, I know what's going to happen to an extent, and I'm willing to take that risk because I see that it's still more beneficial for me. And so we want to open up those kinds of dialogues to help women have everything that they need to live their own life. We talked in past videos about we want to empower the women to make their own decisions. And sometimes it's just bolstering them and showing them you are strong enough to make that decision. It's hard. It will come with consequences, right? Every decision has a consequence, whether positive or negative. And we just want to do the best that we can to walk them and say, okay, like, if this is what you're choosing, then let's talk about what that looks like. It's part of emotional support. So yeah.
Well, that's exciting. So now we want to talk a little bit about how people can engage, you know, and one of the easiest ways to engage, which doesn't require a lot, is a new initiative that we've started calling our Ambassador Program. Can you tell people about that?
Yes. So for our women, or anyone that is watching that is going through a lot of things, and they're coming across our Living in Liberty YouTube channels, and they're recognizing, I think I know something like that, or maybe what I was experiencing at that point in my life was grooming. You might want to go a level deeper, so you can always message us on our Joy Space Instagram page, and we will, as soon as we can, and within that time frame, we will reach out and we will start that dialogue. If you are in a state of crisis, please call the emergency National Human Trafficking Hotline. But you're not somebody that might be in one of those situations and you still want to support. You can become an ambassador, and we've made it so simple because we recognize that being on YouTube, you might not be local to the Pittsburgh area, or you want to help, but you have a few kids and you have a busy schedule. So you can go ahead and follow our YouTube channels. Both Joy Space isn't posting regularly yet because we want to establish where we are right now and become more and more consistent and refined. But you can follow both of those, both of our channels, and then you can hit the subscribe button. You know the drill, like how everyone says, punch that subscribe button. But you know, subscribe, follow, like, all of those things on our media platforms, and start sharing content. Knowledge is power nowadays. And if you're a parent and you think, okay, well, this is wild, but where does it affect me? Well, again, we went online because a lot of things are going online. Grooming is online. Your kids are online. People are online on social media. And knowing these things can help you protect your own kids, people within your community, to know, hey, these might be spotting some signs of some grooming, and they might say they're a friend in the Instagram chat or the Facebook chat, right? But I have enough awareness now to know that this is not a good situation, and I'm going to do my due diligence to intervene, right? So we can offer all of those skills, and it really is applicable to everyone and anyone nowadays. So by sharing, you're creating more knowledge for people so that they can take the reins and say, we're not going to keep complying with these manipulative tactics from people that are predatory. You join the fight from your own home, from your own phone.
Yeah. So how does someone do that if they wanted to become an ambassador? What do they have to do?
Yes, to be an official ambassador, you just go onto our website, which is www.livinginliberty.org. Under the volunteers tab, you can go ahead and fill it out. You can become an official ambassador, and we will send you emails. We'll put you in the newsletter so that you actually understand who we are as an organization and you feel involved. And then, like I said, just do all of the likes, subscribes, share, those kinds of things. You'll actually get a shirt. We're looking to, I don't know if you have announced this yet, but we're looking to start a merch store eventually.
Yes.
It's up and coming. So you heard it here first.
Hopefully so.
Yeah. But you'll get an ambassador shirt just so that we can spread, again, that message of like, what's living in liberty? And it can be like, oh, well, anti-trafficking. What? I thought that happened in Nicaragua or all these other areas. It's like, no, it's in our backyard. Yes. So
it happens in the U.S. just as prevalent as everywhere else.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So you had mentioned the Joy Space YouTube channel. I mean, that's really where we're looking for ambassadors for both Living in Liberty and Joy Space. But do you have kind of a target date when you're planning to get the Joy Space channel up and running so that people can kind of be looking for that?
Yeah, September. We're looking at September time, that time frame, and then we will, that's kind of what we're doing right now. We're just getting ready to launch. Give ourselves a few months to help with content creation. So please continue to comment and say some things that would interest you, because it helps with all content creation.
Yes.
We don't want to make stuff for the sake of making things. We're making things for awareness, prevention, but also we want to help people with the real questions that they're engaging with, or the confusion that they're having. We want it to be applicable to people. We want to provide that service.
Yeah.
So, September.
So if you're having questions about something that we even see in one of our videos, we'd love to hear that. Or maybe there's just questions that they have that they've heard something out there and they don't understand what it means or how it applies. So always post any questions you have in the comment section. We'd love to have those. Thank you, Taryn Jane, for joining us today and sharing about all your wonderful work. We're so thankful for Taryn. Thank you don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our Living in Liberty YouTube video today and our channel. And we'll look forward to connecting next week on more about Living in Liberty and how we help end human trafficking.